Hi, welcome back for another video. My name is Tanya, for those of you that are new here, and I'm a watercolor and acrylic artist. You will be seeing both types of tutorials on my channel, watercolor and acrylic. I love both of them exactly the same, just two different mediums. But today I'm going to be painting an acrylic, and I wanted to do a dahlia flower for you, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, so to get started, I've got my little 4x4 canvas, and I painted a few of them black, just a flat black. I just decided to start out with that instead of a white canvas. But if you have a white canvas, don't worry about it. If you want to go ahead and paint it black, go for it. I've got some brushes here. They're my pointer brushes, round 12, 10, and a 5. And then I also have some of my filbert brushes I might be bringing in as well, and I'll let you know what sizes I'm using as I'm going along. I've got my paints and my paper towel and my water. All right, so to get started, I'm just taking a white pencil. I've got a Prismacolor pencil here, but any white pencil will do. And I'm just gonna put kind of where the center of my flower will be. I'm just gonna keep this very generic. I'm just having the center of my flower be right in the middle of my canvas, but if you wanted to push off the center of your flower to be more on one of the sides and then wrap your flower around the side, that'd be really neat too. I've done a lot of paintings like that before, but this one I'm gonna keep just very generic and just put it right in the middle. It's got these great big petals. They're like teardrop petals, and they go to a point. Now there's many different kinds of dahlias out there, but the one that I was looking at was a purpley whitish blue one, and it had a lot of pointy petals. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna mark them on here. Now, if you don't wanna draw this out first and you wanna just start with your paint, you can definitely do that, nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to draw it out for you first. Now I'm putting in some that are peeking through kind of like in the back here. So like these petals are in the front and those are in the back. And then we're gonna probably bring in some other ones that are a little bit closer because the dahlia that I was looking at, there was a lot of different petals, lots of layers. Just depends on which one you're looking at. All right, so that's about all I'm gonna draw out, and I'm gonna pick up my size 5, and I'm gonna dip it in. I've got just red, yellow, blue, purple, white, and green on my palette here. Go ahead and pull up any color you want. I don't even know if I'm gonna use all these colors. I just like to start out with the primaries and a white usually. And then the purple and the green, because the dahlia I was looking at was purple and green. All right, so I'm going to dip it in my water, dab it off on my paper towel, and then just get a little of my white and my purple going on my brush at the same time here. And I'm gonna start with the one in the back, and I'm gonna push and pull. So I'm just barely touching my canvas, and then I'm pushing it down, and then I'm pulling it right back up. So it gives you this nice teardrop shape. And I will do the next one. So I've got the purple and the white on my brush at the same time, just to kind of give you some different variations of your color in there. If you want to mix your color on your palette, you will get a nice flat color. I don't like my paintings to be flat. I like them to have a little bit more movement and a little more pop. So I actually put both colors on my brush at the same time and then lay it down. But if you wanted to mix it and have it be a flat color, mix it on your palette first. But see how I'm getting all sorts of variations of lights and darks in here? Look how pretty that is. I love that look. If you don't like that look and you like the flatter look, then definitely mix it on your palette first. And if you think one's a little too light, then just bring in a little bit of darker purple. And then just keep going around and around. All right, now I'm gonna get some of these that are in the back here. And I might actually just pull them so that they're in front. Like that. There, look how pretty that is. A lot of variation, a lot of color. All right, so I'm gonna wash off my brush, and I'm gonna do another layer on top of these. So I think I want to just change the color up a little bit, just so they pop a little bit even more. I think I'm going to put a little bit of my orange or my red think this was more of a red. I'm gonna mix it in with my purple. So I just went ahead and I mixed it in very lightly. I didn't bring it to a solid color. I still have all the colors on my brush right there. Just so it's gonna give it a little bit of a pop of red. And if you don't like that and you wanted to do a different color, you could have chose blue, you could have chose, we probably will be putting some blue in here too. I just like a lot of color in my flowers. I just find the more colors you add, the more interesting the painting is. And you're just gonna go around and keep layering. Okay. Wash off your brush really, really well. I think I'm gonna start popping in a little bit of that blue also. Blue with a little bit of my purple. Pick up a little white. And we'll add another little layer here. Now, of course, the dahlia that I was looking at was not exactly this colorful. I'm just having fun with my painting. It's all about having fun. I'm not really about realism. I love working with color and mixing color on my palette or my canvas and just having a good time. There you go. Look at all the layers we have in there. Look how pretty that is. It's beautiful. I'm gonna wash off my brush. I'm gonna go back to my purple. And actually, I think some of the ones in my back here need just a little bit more definition. So if you see that, go ahead and just fix them up a little bit. If you think some of them need a little more color on there. All right, I'm gonna go back to my purple now. So we've got a lot of paint on our canvas here. But that's the way I like it. I like it, the paint to be nice and thick. And then you see a lot of strokes. And what I tell my students is, when they're unsure about a painting, is it's only paint. You can repaint the canvas white or black. You can throw it away. You can start over. Don't take it too seriously. It's just paint. It's more about the process than the outcome in my eyes. Because if the process is not fun, then why are you even doing it? Very pretty. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of my green and my yellow. And I'm just gonna kind of put green and yellow on my brush here, so it makes more of a limey color. And I'm gonna put in some leaves here and there. And if you wrap them around your canvas, it's even better. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up my filbert. I have a size 12 here, and I'm just gonna start putting in some greens in the background. I'm not really liking the way all these leaves are looking on here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just start putting in, I've got green and yellow on my brush, and I'm just gonna carefully go around my canvas, and I'm just dotting green and yellow everywhere. So sometimes when something doesn't turn out the way you like it, it's okay. Just redo it, fix it, start over. Doesn't matter. I just want to give the illusion that there is, you know, greenery in the background. And since I've got that starburst shape going on here, I'm keeping with the starburst shape even in my greenery. I'm just picking up yellow and green still, and I'm going around. But it doesn't really matter. With acrylic, that's the beauty of acrylic. You could just keep going over it and over it. And you'll see a lot of tutorials on my channel with watercolor. I love watercolor just as much as I love acrylic. I don't think I like one more than the other. They're just two totally different mediums, and two totally different ways to paint. So you kind of, when I go from one to the other, I have to kind of retrain myself not how to paint, but how, you know, the techniques you can be using. Like the layering process versus keeping something white, like the white of the paper for the watercolors. Okay, it's better than what it was. All right, I am going to go over my flower again. And this time, I think I'm going to use my small filbert brush. Let's see, where is that one? I've got a tiny filbert brush. Here it is, size 6. So I'm going to pick up my purples again. And just purple and white. And if you've seen my videos, you know I have dogs. 4 of them to be exact. And they're always playing or fighting or trying to steal each other's bones. So you will hear them quite often in my videos. I apologize for that. It's really hard to get away from the dogs. Any room I go into to make a video, they follow me. And if I shut the door, they freak out. All right, so I'm kind of changing the look of my dahlia here. And like I said, that's the beauty of acrylic. You can go ahead and do that. I think I'm just gonna stick to my blues and my purples. I'm just kind of going over what I have done already. I'm just adding another layer to it, really. But I'm mixing it up with some a little bit more blue. Actually, that's a little too much blue. Let's tone it down a little bit. Some with a little bit more blue, some with a little bit more purple. And I feel a little bit more relaxed with my filbert brush rather than my pointy brush. So that's why I changed to that one. But if you don't have a filbert brush, don't worry about it. I usually paint florals with those filbert brushes. I'm gonna start layering it again. Wash off my brush. It was getting just a little too thick. The paint was starting to get gloppy. All right, I'm gonna add some more white. Maybe some smaller little petals. There. So I pulled everything back to the center here. And I feel like it needs a little bit more white in the background. So So I'm gonna give it almost another little layer of white back there. And you can add as many petals as you want. This is your painting. Even if you're looking at a photo or someone else's painting, you're not gonna sit there and copy it exactly the same. You're using it just for reference. You do not need to follow the image you are looking at to a T. It's there just for guidance, just to give you some inspiration, maybe a little bit of knowledge of which way the petals are going or what shape the leaves are. But as you can see, I can keep playing with my flower and just keep mixing around the paint and just having fun with it. So again, it's about the process, not really the outcome, for me at least. Now with watercolor, you can't really do this step here and just keep adding and adding and adding. There is a point where you just have to put it down and let it be. But with acrylic, the beauty of acrylic is you can just keep adding, but sometimes you don't know when to stop. I think that looks really pretty. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little bit of a center here. And I think I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of my purple. And they have like a round center where like the petals just start to come, you know, where they start to open up. It turned out pretty cute. All right, I'm going to give a little bit more depth to my background, and then I think I might be done. I'm gonna add a little bit of black to my green, just to give it a little bit more pop off that canvas. I almost wish I would have left a little bit more of my black showing through, but that's okay. You can always add more. So I just put a little bit of black on there. Actually, I'm gonna move to a bigger brush. I'm gonna move to my size 8. So I'm gonna pick up some of that green, some of that black, maybe even a little bit more of my yellow again. I just wanna darken up some of my areas here, just around the petals. You can always lighten up some of these areas. That actually turned out really good. Sometimes you surprise yourself and a painting actually turns out better than what you thought. I think I'm going to take just a little pointer brush and add just a little bit of my blue. A little bit of blue and white and purple mixed together. And I think I'm just gonna go around and just pop some of those off the canvas, even just a little bit more. Just here and there. There. I think that's really pretty. Beautiful. I think I'm gonna call it done. That turned out pretty good. Thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you liked it and learned a little something. And if you did like it, please give me a thumbs up, and you can make a comment in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more videos like this one. And you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Have a great day. Bye.